The film opens in a harsh, arid desert landscape, not on our Earth. A lone ship sails across the dunes, its crew composed of rugged warriors. One of them looks through his binoculars at a tower with lightning flashing on it. The admiral, who is the leader of the crew, examines some documents regarding the tower, causing even Hunter, who is standing far away from the rest of the crew, to lose his somewhat focus. A giant creature begins to attack the ship. They shout, "Diablos!" As the creature continues to strike at the ship's hull, the admiral goes to the steering wheel, which has lost its support, and tries to steady it. Although he tries to hold on to the sail too, one of the crew members cannot withstand the shaking of the ship hitting the surroundings and gets impaled on the Diablo's horn. Meanwhile, a barrel that is thrown from its place due to the continuing shaking hits Hunter and knocks him off the ship. He is alive but left behind. We return to our world. A United Nations military team, led by Captain Natalie Artemis, is on a search and rescue mission in a desolate desert. While listening to the audio recording left behind by the missing Bravo team, one of their spotters sees something. As they head towards it, they see markers they can't understand. When they arrive at Lincoln, their lookout, they talk about finding tire tracks that definitely belong to Bravo team, but they suddenly disappear. Meanwhile, a large, dark storm is rapidly approaching them. The team immediately begins to move away from there, anticipating that their enemies might be hiding in the storm. Although they try to speed up, the storm catches them, and the lightning strikes very close to them, illuminating the markers they saw on the road as if creating a passage, and eventually overturns their car. When this violent shaking suddenly stops, they get out of the vehicle and find themselves in the middle of a calm desert. The storm has suddenly disappeared. They check on the rest of the team. When Artemis compares it to the map in her hand, she says that the place they are in is completely different. She asks her team to check the situation, and in the meantime, her spotter finds something. They see the vehicles belonging to Bravo team in the middle of the desert, burned. They take position and go there and see that the burned bodies are burned to a degree that neither flamethrower nor napalm could have done. There is even a pile of heated sand on the ground that has turned into glass pieces. They find empty bullet casings fired on the ground. Lincoln says that whoever did this left no trace around. They have to set off and call for help on the radio, but it doesn't work. They start singing to cheer themselves up, and Hunter, who is watching them from a distance with his binoculars, picks up his arrow. The military team stops when they encounter a skeleton belonging to a giant creature. While they cannot hide their surprise, Hunter shoots a warning arrow where they are. The soldiers fire bullets due to the possibility of threat, but Artemis tells them to stop. The ground shakes. Hunter mutters that Diablos is coming. The soldiers move away from the creature as fast as they can while shooting at it, while Hunter runs to get a better position. The creature seems to be tearing through the sand. Its horns appear for a moment, and after shaking the vehicles, it does not hesitate to show itself. It roars. It goes towards them and throws a vehicle into the corner like a toy. It hits a soldier with its tail. It chases the others and finally catches them and overturns their vehicle. It seems to disappear in an instant, but suddenly it pierces one of the soldiers with its horn. However, the soldier manages to stun Diablos for a few seconds by dropping his bombs towards its face. The other soldiers take advantage of this opportunity and run towards the rocks. Hunter, who helps them from afar, tries to stop Diablos with his arrow. Entering a cave, the soldiers desperately fire bullets at the giant creature. Realizing that it cannot reach them, Diablos dives back into the sand. While the soldiers are debating what to do, a creature approaches from behind and attacks Artemis. When Lincoln remains calm and shoots the creature in the eye, the commander is saved and they begin to shoot the creature. The creature moves away for a moment, and in the meantime they administer first aid to Artemis, but the woman does not respond and the creature returns with its herd, and the soldiers are forced to flee. Hunter, who watches the conflict from afar, helps them with his arrows, but this time the creatures attack him too. One of the creatures catches one of the soldiers and eats him. Hunter escapes to his secret shelter and closes the door. The soldiers continue to escape. Meanwhile, Artemis, who is not dead, tries to get up unconsciously but is caught by a creature. She then wakes up and gets out of the creature's trap, examines the skeletons around her. She also finds the body of one of her soldiers, cannot stand the smell in the environment, tries not to be noticed by the creatures around her. She takes her bag that she found on the ground and starts moving forward. tries to see her surroundings with the cartridge she lit. While she sees the creature's eggs, someone catches her from behind. It is Lincoln, and he is badly injured. They continue moving forward. They are not alone. Their cartridges go out. While she lights another one, they see one of the creatures near them. Artemis tries to chase it away with the cartridge. In the meantime, Lincoln, whose eggs the creature placed in his body, is hunted by the creature. Artemis sprays the flames of the cartridge at the creature with gas. She tries to escape from the creatures that are on fire. As she goes towards the light she sees, the creature grabs her by the leg and pulls her back. As a last resort, Artemis shoots a bunch of bullets at the creature that is on fire, and thanks to the opening fire that occurs, she escapes and gets out. Artemis shivers inside and checks her body. Her leg aches. She sees that the creatures cannot leave their caves because of the sunlight. Her surroundings are full of creatures' chimneys. She looks at her ring and misses her home, treats her wounded leg by setting fire to the gunpowder she made from the bullet. Then she moves away from the creature's area and towards the rocks. She reaches the top and observes the surroundings, finds the arranged stones that Hunter left where he helped them. Artemis throws one of the stones into the sand to test it and hides with Diablo's frighteningly fast reaction. She finds a puddle of water somewhere, but cannot drink it because it is dirty. She finds a wreckage of ships, looks for water again, but cannot find it. When she enters one of the ships, she hears a voice around. Hunter comes behind her and says something in a different language. They start fighting. The two are almost evenly matched, but Hunter gets stabbed in the shoulder, so he becomes enraged and knocks Artemis out and ties her hands. He quickly takes the woman to his shelter to move away from all the creatures that appear as the sun is about to set. He treats his wound. In the morning, he goes out and checks the tower, the giant skeleton and Diablos in order. When he returns to the shelter, Artemis, who got rid of the rope around her wrist, knocks Hunter out and ties his arms. Then the two start fighting again. Hunter tries to escape. Artemis tries to stop him. As they fight, they are dragged out of the shelter and then to the bottom of the cliffs. Then even the worst happens, and Hunter enters the nest of one of the creatures. The creatures see this and run towards him. But fortunately, Artemis pulls Hunter up. Artemis eventually unties Hunter's hands and gives him his knife and then her chocolate, which Hunter responds with water. Even though they don't speak the same language, Hunter shows Artemis the tower and tells her that they must go there, but that they must also get rid of Diablos, which he tries to explain to her that they can use the poisonous tails of other creatures to do so. Artemis becomes the bait for this and starts singing in the middle of the creature's nest as the sun sets. When one of the creatures chases her, she escapes and traps it. Hunter kills the creature with his sword. They take the creature's poisonous sting and escape before the others arrive. The creatures fill the top of their shelter but cannot get inside. The next day, Hunter makes an arrow from the creature's poisonous sting and provides Artemis with his own equipment and helps her get used to it with training. Then they start the operation and empty the barrel full of sand attached to the mechanism and go to another point. When the barrel falls and activates the mechanism, another barrel shot by the catapult draws Diablo's attention that way. The duo takes advantage of the opportunity and starts running towards the tower and advances further, but Diablo sees them and dives into the sand. Just when the monster's about to catch them, they stop. Hunter says that he will be bait and directs Diablos. In the meantime, he stabs the poisonous arrow right into Diablos' eye. The monster gets angry and responds with its tail. When it is about to attack again, the poison in his eye stuns him. It seems to lose its balance. However, it attacks again with anger. This time, Artemis fires a missile at the monster. But this does not stop it, and Diablos upends the vehicle Artemis is in. She tries to escape by groveling. Just as Diablos is about to attack her again, Hunter, who is on top of the creature, stabs his sword through its head. The monster gets really angry and throws Hunter to a corner. Artemis takes advantage of this gap, runs and manages to get on Diablos with the rope she shot with the arrow, and she stabs Hunter's sword into the monster's head, killing it. After taking a deep breath, she goes straight to check on Hunter's condition. She makes a stretcher with the shell she tore off Diablo's skin and pulls the unconscious Hunter with her and proceeds toward the tower. When a sandstorm breaks out, Artemis sets up a tent and injects Hunter with the adrenaline she gets from her military equipment. The next day, the storm passes and Artemis digs the tent out of the sand. When Hunter wakes up, they continue on their way. After walking non-stop, they reach a pond with other living creatures. They drink water and eat an animal, which they cook in the camp they set up. In the evening, something goes wrong and the flaming creatures pass through their camp as if they were running away from something. Meanwhile, the admiral, who pierces the night with his flaming sword, protects them from the animals. While Artemis helps him, Hunter, who is trying to escape from the herd, reaches the edge of the cliff. As he is close to death, one of his old crewmates saves him with the rope she is taking off. When the whole herd moves away, the admiral knocks out Artemis, who thanks him. Artemis wakes up in a prison cell to find the crew examining her. Hunter dismisses his friends and looks at Artemis with embarrassment. As soon as he leaves too, Artemis breaks the trap door in the floor and escapes the cell. When she enters the kitchen to get a sword, she runs back in fear when she encounters a humanoid cat. Hunter takes the woman away. The admiral takes off her handcuffs and begins to narrate. Unlike the others, he speaks English and says that he has learned from other people who came from Artemis' world before. He tells her about the sky tower on top of the mountain, which is the ruins of ancient civilizations. He tells her that this tower creates an imbalance between the two worlds and that they lost Hunter on the way because they encountered Diablos while they were on their way to it to try to prevent this. He explains that a Rathalos guards this tower and that this creature is almost impossible to kill, but it is its only weak moment before it breathes fire. He says that they will set off at dawn, and if she helps them, they can take her to her world. The time comes and they set off. They finally reach the tower by passing mountains, valleys, and giant structures. After checking the surroundings, they move forward, and when they see that the place is completely made of glass, they realize that they have entered Rathalos territory and disperse. They hear the sound of flapping wings around them. Fear fills their bodies. Even raindrops make them nervous. Then Rathalos makes its first strike, appears and roars. When it notices Artemis hiding in the corner, it approaches her and prepares to breathe fire. But the admiral calls out to it, distracts its attention, and flares out at the creature with his sword. Rathalos, who gets even more angry, fights back with flame. The admiral makes another strike. Hunter fires arrows. Artemis throws sword blows, while the markers start to burn with light, enlarging the passage. Rathalos kills another crew member. Artemis continues to throw sword blows. Hunter continues to throw arrows. Another crew member is destroyed. When Artemis stabs her swords into Rathalos' palate, the enraged creature throws the woman into a corner and breathes fire on her. Jumping off the cliff she reached, Artemis jumps off, passes through the gate, and goes to her own world. She opens her eyes, and when she wakes up, the soldiers surrounding her take her on a stretcher to a helicopter. As the vehicle takes off and starts to move, it is torn apart by Rathalos passing through the gate. Artemis cannot move inside the falling helicopter because she is tied to the stretcher. Other military cars approaching there open fire on the creature, but the flames that Rathalos roars destroy them. While Rathalos continues its destruction, Artemis looks for equipment with which she can destroy it. Rathalos destroys a tank that attacks it and eats the soldiers. He flies to the level of the planes that fire on it and breathes fire, blowing them both up. As if surfing, it appears on top of another plane like a shadow and shatters it. The remains of the plane fall where Artemis is and throw the woman to the ground. Rathalos, as if showing that there is not a worthy opponent, spreads more flames around while it is in flames. At this time, Artemis runs towards it, climbs on top of it with the help of the rope arrow in her hand, makes a deep cut on its wing, and falls to the ground. She holds a cartridge to the flames, even if her hand is burned. And when she is sure that it is ignited well, she throws it with her arrow to Rathalos, who has opened its mouth to breathe fire. The cartridge creates explosions inside the creature and finally knocks it down. Then Rathalos wakes up again and is exposed to the exploding arrows of Hunter, who arrives there just as it is about to eat Artemis. The man who came to this world through the gate, after shooting arrows one after another, shoots the last arrow into the wound on the creature's neck, exposing Rathalos to the explosions that started inside its body and knocking it to the ground. The surroundings are full of destruction, but Artemis and Hunter, who are still standing, have finally succeeded. Even though they cannot understand each other's language, they greet each other. The admiral comes to them and gives Artemis a sword. He tells them that the creatures from their world are coming here and they do not have much time. After talking about the need to completely close the Sky Tower, the tired warriors run towards a bigger battle that awaits them, and the story ends here.